So we are at this point, I believe, ready to begin. Whenever, Madam Chair, you're ready. Yeah, we're good to go.
Me? What do I call this meeting to order?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. I now call the fourth annual general meeting of the DCSA to order.
And I'm going to verify, Madam Chair, that 108 people have voted online. It is too short of the quorum requirement since there is another 24 hours left. I believe, Madam Chair, that it's reasonable the quorum will be achieved at this meeting, and I believe we can proceed on the rules of order and procedure.
Perfect. Are we doing a land acknowledgement, or is that not included in the AGM?
I totally forgot it from the agenda because I'm using the previous agenda, so let me just pull that up.
Okay.
Previous agenda. What happens when we use stuff? Okay. Let me just bear with me here. I do apologize for this. This was definitely an oversight on my part. Can you see the line acknowledgement on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
The Durham College Student Association is situated on the traditional lands of the First Peoples of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. We recognize the lands on which we gather are covered under the Williams Treaties and rest within the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Anishinaabe Nation, which also includes Algonquin, Chippewa, Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi. It is through the treaty process that we are able to live, learn, gather, teach, and prosper in this region. We acknowledge with gratitude this land and the Indigenous peoples who have cared for and continue to protect Turtle Island in North America and its resources. We commit to the responsibility of reconciliation and the work of increasing awareness and understanding of our shared history. We do so by recognizing the past and working towards a shared future as friends and as allies.
Which brings us to, okay, can you see the agenda now?
Yes, I can.
So I'm just going to pull up the report so we have that on the record. Madam Chair, this is the report of the Secretary of the Board regarding bylaw amendments. There has been a number of bylaw amendments which require ratification of this meeting. There was a amendment to the term of the external director so that they are not, so that it is guaranteed that they are not a member of the corporation. There was an amendment to the term of office and the hours of work for the executive chair. There was amendment to the tie-breaking vote. There was amendment to the managing director, to the powers of the management committee, and finally to the composition of the board. There was also a number of corrections made in the course of the term, and there is one spent provision which does not require ratification because it is a spent provision, which is presented for information as well. Therefore, the resolution is moved on behalf of the Board of Directors that the membership of the Durham College Student Association confirms the amendment to bylaw 1 as proposed by the Board of Directors and as passed by the Board of Directors and as outlined in the report regarding bylaw amendments. In accordance with our procedure, that is now open for any debate. And if there is no debate, then it is referred to then the vote is referred to the online voting system. Seeing no debate, I would say that the vote can be deferred to the online voting system at this point.
Okay.
We will now move to the financial statements.
I would also encourage anybody attending to review the documents that were sent to your DC mail with the link for voting. Now over to Megan.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me and you can see the presentation.
Yes.
We all good? Perfect. Okay. So my name is Megan Hansel, and I am a chartered professional accountant with the accounting firm Baker Tilly KDN LLP, and we are the external auditors for the Durham College Student Association. An audit assures all the members of the Student Association that the organization's financial statements are free from material misstatement and are presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. Some of the things that we do during the course of the audit is we confirm with outside parties such as banks and Durham College itself. We test selected transactions, we examine supporting documents, we complete physical inspections, and we consider internal controls. The audit evidence that we've obtained throughout the course of the audit is appropriate for providing the basis for our opinion that we've issued in the financial statements that have been made available to you. We have issued what we refer to as an unqualified or a clean audit opinion on these financial statements. We feel that in all material respects, these statements present the financial performance of the organization for the year ending April 30th, 2022. So just some highlights with respect to the statements. So we have the statement of financial position within the package, and this is a snapshot in time. This is where the assets and liabilities lie as of April 30th, 2022. So the organization has $10.7 million of assets, which is made up primarily of cash and short-term investments. The liabilities of the organization comprise mainly of unrecognized student health premiums, so money that the organization has collected but then have to remit to the health care provider. And the net of these two is members' equity of roughly $8.7 million, which is an overall increase in net assets year over year of about 10.1%. Next, we have the income statement or the statement of operations. There's revenue of $5.6 million. The revenue of the association is made up of student fees and health fees. The expenses of the organization are roughly $4.2 million, which consists mainly of salaries and health premiums. And the net of these two is approximately $1.4 million. So a $1.4 million bottom line, which is actually a decrease from last year, about 26.5%. But the reason for that decrease is because in the prior year, there was COVID subsidies that were included within the financial statements that were no longer available for this year, or not to the same magnitude that they were available when we were in the height of COVID. Cash flow, there was a decrease in cash of about $352,000. So where did the cash go? 1.4 million was generated from operations. 1.8 was used to fund investment purchases for a net change of about 352,000 in a decrease, but that puts the cash position at about 6.6 million in cash and about $2.3 million in short-term investments. So very healthy in terms of assets and liquid assets to use to fund the operations of the business. And graphs always tell a great picture. So in this case, you can see starting on the right, we start in 2019 and then we go to the left into the present. And this is just a great projection to see with the increase in assets year over year. And then we have our statement of operations. So the yellow column is revenue, the blue column is expenses, and the green column is your net income. So this is exactly how we want to see, with revenue at the top, expenses in the middle, and then net income at the end. So all positive numbers and all heading in the right direction. And that's it for me. So if there's any questions from anybody that's watching live, you can bring them up to me now and I'd be happy to answer them.
I just want to say thank you. That was a very clear and concise presentation.
No problem.
So
I'm not seeing any hands go up. So
Okay, they're generally isn't, so I'm okay with that.
yeah.
All right, so I'm going to geek out now, I guess.
Okay. So the resolution is moved on behalf of the Board of Directors of the financial statements for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2022 be accepted. In accordance with the procedure, that vote is deferred to the online vote.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you.
Megan.
Bye.
Point number 4 on the agenda, appointment of the public accountant. This resolution appoints the auditors for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. This firm was chosen for a contract after a competitive RFP process in 2017. Resolution AGM 2022-04, that the appointment of Baker Tilly KDM LLP as a public accountant for the Durham College Students Incorporated be renewed for the 2022-23
Oh God! Whoa!
fiscal years.
How did that happen? It's an apparent. So so that's a definite mistake. I'm going to rule with it is within. I'm going to advise that it's within the power of the secretary of the board to make a change when the change under section.
We believe you. Don't worry.
Something of the bylaws, when it is apparent the mistake is made and what the correction should be, and I'm going to it will be corrected in the records.
Renewed for the 2022-2023 fiscal years.
Okay, and that vote is deferred, and it is section 23.7 of the bylaws. So that brings us to general discussion and recess until the electronic the publications of the results tomorrow at 4 p.m.
At this point, any questions or comments by anyone present? Please ask.
None from me. Oh, sorry.
None. Me. And do we have?
Oh, there is one attendee. If you have a question, just let us know. I guess you're on our phone, so I don't know how this works on the phone, but
I don't think they can type. They might be. I don't think they can voice anything as.
Oh, yes, because I was promoted to, I think, like, not participant. No, I was promoted to an organizer, and it said, otherwise, if you reject this request, you cannot use voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they can raise their hands, but I don't see any hands going up. So.
Yeah. Okay.
With that, I guess we recess until tomorrow, and the results will be published online tomorrow, certified by me once the online voting system does its thing.
Okay. I would also say, if you are watching this back at a later time, as always, you can reach out to our socials or emails with any questions that you have. We'd be happy to answer them.
Perfect. I'm going to stop the recording at this point.